Hello students, today we are going to discuss about role of hormones in metamorphosis. What is metamorphosis? It is the process of transformation of larva into an adult that has to undergo drastic changes. Drastic means many changes can be observed when the larva develops into adult. It happens in those organisms which lay eggs, and the development of these organisms does not take place in female body. It takes place in the water or outside the female body. In human beings and all other viviparous animals, metamorphosis does not occur because the young ones resemble the parent at the time of birth. But in case of oviparous animals like frogs, mosquitoes, butterflies, and many other insects like that of silk moth, metamorphosis is a very common phenomena. So, what are the changes that occur during the development? That is because of the role of hormones. Role of hormones. These hormones are produced by glands. For example, in frogs, the metamorphosis mainly takes place because of the thyroxine hormone. Thyroxine hormone produced by the thyroid gland. And in insects, the metamorphosis, that is development of larva to adult insect, is controlled by some insect hormones. Is it clear? Insect hormones are responsible for the metamorphosis in insects, and thyroxine hormone is responsible for the development of larva to adult. If you see this diagram now, adult frog lays the eggs develop into embryo will grow into adult by number of different developments. You can see here different stages are there. For example, embryo develops into small, very baby tadpoles. These tadpoles will further develop into next stage where the gills are formed. So, next stage, tail is formed. Again, they develop the limbs. Similarly, the front legs and hind limbs are grown. Slowly, the tail, which was present in the early tadpole, that starts disappearing at this stage. So, all these changes you can see here. There is lot of changes. You cannot see the shapes resembles. Here, eggs are circular or spherical in shape. The tadpole looks like fish. So there are a lot of changes we are seeing in this development of the larva to adult. Larva stage. The tadpole stage can also be called as larva. So for these changes to occur, and a complete adult frog will be formed because of the thyroxine hormone. That thyroxine hormone is produced by thyroid gland. And this thyroxine hormone produced by the thyroid gland only happens when the water in which this larva develops or the embryo develops should contain sufficient iodine. Iodine is helpful in making the thyroid gland to function. Even in our body also, iodine is needed for the functioning of thyroid gland. That's why you can see the salt which we take contains iodine. That's why that salt packet you must have noted iodized salt. This iodine is added to salt so that the iodine, otherwise we don't get iodine from any other food other than seafood. Seafood means fish, sea fish or prawns that grow in sea water, they contain iodine. Otherwise daily we are not taking iodine as such. So that's why government has added the iodine in salt to make the salt as iodized salt so that some amount of iodine enters into our body so that the thyroid gland functions in a better way and the thyroxine hormone is produced at the same time. There are some other hormones like T3, T4 also produced. So if it does not happen in our body, we suffer from thyroid gland malfunctioning, goiter will take place. So in insects also similarly, thyroxine hormone is responsible for the development of larva to adult. Is it clear? So on the other hand, if you see the insects like that of moth, silk moth, butterflies, mosquitoes, etc., in their body, instead of thyroxine hormone, they have some other hormones called as insect hormones. Specific hormones are there. Those hormones are responsible for bringing the changes during the development of embryo to adult. I think it's made clear to you. With that, I can wind up this topic. Thank you, children.